and indivisibles. And the rate of donation in France in 2005 was 22.2 donors per million population, while in Spain it was 35.1 per million. Both countries operate the consent, presumed consent. Sorry. And in Austria, where such permission is not routinely so the rate of donation was 24.8 in 2005. That proves that it also affects even in countries of first world. So ignorance is very important in this matter.
Thank you very much for both tables. I'm sorry for not using it. I'm really sorry, but it's kind of hard when they are using it too. Okay, now before we finish, we're going to have the closing statement. Okay? To finish this debate, each of the tables will expose their closing statement. We remind you, your tables, that it should not take longer than 4 minutes. We are going to listen to the closing statement of the opposition table.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone in here for being here, for making this possible. The moderator, the judge, the opposite table, and everyone who is in here. This was a very important debate where we learned a lot. But we are sure, and we can assure you, that our posture against the compulsory organization is the right one. Why? Because the opt-out system clashes with individual liberties and with freedom, as we've been saying all the debate. In the countries where this system is like available, the real reason why they are succeeding in their donor rates is because they are first world countries and they have the education and the infrastructure that make them, well, possible to go higher the donor rates. But this is actually a system that goes against the human rights. And as we've been saying, people are not educated in the most of the countries. People do not know which laws are they are under, and people do not know how to get out of them. And they say, in the opt-in system, we can save lives because in the opt-out system, we can save lives because we will be reducing the amount of bureaucracy and paperwork that people need to do to get into the system and be organ donors. But actually, this paperwork will be the same, but in the other way, with the opt-out system, so that people's liberties will be affected. And also, as this system will affect people's liberties, it will be this paperwork will take them longer to be out of the system, and then their liberties again will be disrespected. Also, a very important example of this is Spain. Spain, as you may know, is the leading country in organ donation. Spain has the higher rates of donation, but actually it is not because of the opt-out system. It is because it is a first world country and its infrastructure and education, again, is the thing that makes them go higher on these rates. But we need to think globally. This is the global issues table. We need to think about all the globe. What happens with the countries that do not have this kind of education, they have this kind of ethics? This system will not be the right one for them. This will only cause them to their rights to be disrespected, because the factors that might explain Spain's enviable rates of organ donation include an environment that treats organ donation as a priority. And this means that the ethics and the way that they think in Spain is the actual reason why the opt-out system is working there. We need to think globally. This is the global issues table, I repeat. And it's very, very important to us that we think about everyone in the globe. Um, and at last, as we supported our poster with arguments and with facts and with studies, actually, this system only works in theory, but in practice, it doesn't. We see it in many countries like Spain, I repeat, and it's actually not the system, the thing that makes the donor rates go higher. So think about it and just think, do we need to the opt-out system to go higher on the on the donor rates and make the waiting list shorter?
Thank you very much. Judge, the time taken by the opposition table in the closing statement was 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Now it's time for the in favor team opposition of in favor team closing statement.
Well, first of all, we would like to thank everyone for your presence here today. The jury, the moderator, and the opposite table, which, well, let's thank for the effort, and we acknowledge the respect and cordiality presented during this encounter. We would like to restate that, well, we are completely and absolutely in favor of compulsory organ donation, and we restate it's completely right and ethical because no one is being forced to do anything that they do not want to. It is their fundamental rights of decision and life are completely respected at all times. Also, there were several fallacies during the debate. For example, the number they mentioned about 30 people registered out of billions is completely and absolutely false. It's just absurd and it cannot be feasible. Also, the violations of rights, they kept mentioning throughout the whole debate. Their arguments were based on that, the violation of rights. Well, opposite table and audience, let's restate that no right is being violated. Also, they mentioned that, well, no right was more important than other. But if people, well, we mentioned that the right to live was very important, one of the most important, and that's because without being alive, the rest of the rights are not important. If the person is dead, then the rights are gone. Also, as mentioned before, well, let's get over that false idea. Rights are not violated. Opposite table, throughout the debate, we did not hear any other solution to the problem and the lack of organs. No other alternatives were provided to diminish the difference between the organs and the donors and the receptors, which is huge. And their own idea was contradicted several times throughout the debate. They asked us about the traffic and the organ cells illegally, and then they mentioned that the opt-out system was indeed the solution. So they kept contradicting themselves. And opposite table, it is extremely unethical and wrong to say that it's worth the waste of time to save lives, because supposedly you're in favor of saving them, but you're not. And the opt-in system wastes too much time. To keep wasting time is fundamental to be eradicated, because time is vital. There is too little and too many lives to save. Also, they said that, well, we did not bring any other examples, which we did. And Brazil, for example, they mentioned that in 1998, if I don't recall wrong, it was a failure. But actually, right now, Brazil is one of the countries with the highest rate of organ donation and transplantation and transplants. And the people that live there are completely happy with it because they know that they're not being forced to do anything they do not want to. If they do not want to, they just opt out. As simple as that. No right is being violated. More lives are saved. People are happier, and there is a better culture about donation. The myths are destroyed, and everything is just completely and absolutely better because people get the right to choose. Lives get saved. The economy gets raised because it is easier to pay the transplants. And well, in conclusion, opposite table, the opt-out system is the correct way to save lives. The opt-in system has proved not to work. Thank you for your attention.
The time taken by the in-favor table was 3 minutes and 13 seconds. So, while the judge finishes the evaluation, I ask the audience to remain silent. I really thank you for your time and your silence during this debate. We will continue after the judge finishes. Okay? It's easier. Before finalizing this debate, we congratulate both teams. It was such a rich encounter and exchange of ideas. I remind all people in the room that the winner will be announced and the result is unquestionable. Okay? The winner table team is in favor table team. Instituto Valladolid, Preparatoria, Morelia. Okay. We really thank you for the time we have shared. Thank you very much, you, dear Instituto Cristóbal Colón. And now it's time for the advisors to sign, okay? To sign the final decision of the judge. Thank you everyone for being here, for your attention, and for your presence. Thank you all. Congratulations, both of you.